Think waffle irons are just for breakfast?
Oh,
Think again.
we have 99 things you can make in your waffle iron. The falafel waffle.
Oh,
Even a whole dinner. The mac and cheese waffle.
so good.
And wait for it.
How to use one to make pizza.
And
It heals your gut.
why we're obsessed with the perfect winter bone broth.
Cheers.
That's next.
Let's dish. The kitchen has always been at the center of my world because life is more delicious when it's full of food and fun.
Everybody knows me as a culinary expert and food judge on television, but also I'm just a mom trying to get dinner on the table.
From Hollywood to home, I bring Southern sweet and Caribbean heat. And I'm not afraid to stir the pot.
Good food, good friends, good dish.
Oh my goodness. Come on, ladies. Work it, work it, work it.
Look at that. Hello. Welcome to the Good Dish. Oh, we are excited getting our waffle irons fired up today. Now look, if you thought waffle irons were just for breakfast, you better think again. We have 99 things you can make in your waffle iron, even a whole dinner. This is incredible. And I gotta tell you, these waffles that we have prepared here smell so good. We need to dive right in. Gail, what is in your waffle iron?
Oh, I have a surprise for you, Daphne.
Doesn't smell sweet.
It's not. It's savory. I love a savory waffle. I'm not gonna lie. And I have literally been making this for my family since I discovered it, like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is an all-time, anytime food. It is number 4 on our list, and it is the falafel waffle.
Oh.
And that just works out, doesn't it?
I mean, that's a great pairing.
Falafel is deep-fried chickpea fritters, common in the Middle East, in Mediterranean. And I'm gonna make a little bit of a twist with it.
Oh, look at
This
her.
is my falafel waffle. I'm gonna show you how it's
Don't
done. I'm
close
gonna
it.
basically make a falafel in the waffle iron, and it is delicious. So here's how you do it, because it is a high-fiber, good carb breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Into the food processor, I'm gonna add chickpeas, red onion, parsley, lemon zest, lemon juice, and a little bit of tahini, sesame paste, egg, salt, chickpea flour, baking soda, garlic, black pepper, paprika, cumin, and coriander. I'm gonna give it a whirl. Pulse it till it's thick and chunky, not totally smooth. You wanna leave that texture. It's part of the joy of a falafel. Spray a waffle iron with neutral oil, add the mixture, scoop it at a time into the waffle iron, cook until it's brown, and this is what you get. I serve it with a little bit of a lemony, savory yogurt dip and some salad of cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers. It is so satisfying. You want to taste?
I really do.
I was
It looks
hoping you were going
incredible.
to say that. Even if you didn't, I was going to jump in over here.
Get some.
Oh, wow.
Just gonna close you for one.
Yeah, please.
Wow.
And I love the mix with the salad on top and that lemony
The
yogurt.
yogurt is so good with it.
It gives me all falafel, but it's actually better for me because it's not fried.
That's exactly right.
I really like
I'm
that.
not messing around.
You're not.
Really meaty too. It really holds its texture beautifully. And love that crisp outer edge. Well,
Nice.
not just because it's fun to say falafel waffle. I do really love experimenting with savory foods in a waffle iron. And that is why I've got number 11 on our list of 99 things you can do with a waffle iron, the mac and cheese waffle. So this is a great way to repurpose any leftovers you might have. Maybe your kids are bored. Maybe you're bored of eating leftover mac and cheese. Just all you're gonna do is take those leftovers and bind them up with a little bit more eggs and cheese. And what that extra sort of sprinkle of cheese does is it gives you an opportunity to get that gorgeous crisp frico experience with the crisp cheese on the outer edge of your gorgeous
Can
looking.
you pop that, please?
Let me just show you.
Gotta.
If you're in the mood to be tempted by mac and cheese waffle, how glorious is that? And, I mean, it really is kind of insane. I think about this particular dish sometimes because you can actually cut it into beautiful bite-sized pieces. So if you're into like a high-low appetizer that can be portioned out and you know just like made into little cute. It's almost like a grilled cheese sandwich that's a lot easier to make.
But it also maximizes, this is why I love it, it maximizes the crispy bits.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
Look,
the
it's
golden.
every day is a corner. Every day is a mac and cheese
Okay.
corner in this
So
world.
Can I just say, because I love a good chicken and waffle. If you do chicken with the mac and cheese waffle, Oh, wow. Okay. We got to get through the show so I can
idea.
eat this. Okay. All right. Now let's go for something sweet. A little dessert, if you will. Number 17 on the list is the brownie waffle. All you do is take boxed brownie mix, and instead of putting it in the oven, you put it right in the waffle maker. And I have a tip for you, of course. I actually found that chocolate cake mix works a little bit better, actually. Instead of using brownie mix, it still gives you that brownie texture that we all know and love, and it's in the waffle iron.
Beautiful.
And you can make this with ice cream sandwiches.
Oh,
Can we have
my
this?
goodness.
Okay, y'all
Better
don't-
brought those. Better brought those.
Okay, because I built it up,
and
so
all
I have to
mashups.
give it to you, okay?
Oh, what? They're
Coming
so
out.
cute.
Okay, we're gonna make everybody jealous. Because look,
Wow, Jamika.
they're stand-up
Monstrous.
So, I know, right? Did you really think I was gonna do anything less? Look at this.
That's
you
gorgeous.
Do your favorite ice cream in the middle, some sprinkles, you could do chopped nuts, whatever you like to do. Shall we?
Oh, cheers, ladies. Thank
Please.
you. Oh,
I share.
Wow,
There we
there's
go.
extra
Yes,
on
yes,
here.
yes.
Look at that brownie layer. If you are a fan of an ice cream sandwich, that is like maximizing the chocolate heaven. Love the addition of the birthday sprinkles. I might have to go for like a mint chocolate chip situation. in
I
here.
like your style. This is good. Oh, all right.
Brain freeze.
Brain freeze.
The proportions here are really working for me, though.
Great for the kiddos. All right.
Terrible for the kiddos. My kids would never stop bouncing off the walls. They're gonna eat this whole thing. They're not getting this.
Give them this and then send them to the grandparents' house. That's what you
This
do.
is for us. I have to tell you, this is the truth, that I never owned a waffle maker until the pandemic.
Whoa.
I never did. I mean, maybe we were given one when we got married. I think my mom owned one when we were little. But I never felt like it was an appliance I really needed as an adult.
right.
And even when I first had kids, I was like, I'll make my own pancakes, other things.
You didn't know.
I got one in the pandemic, and I can't stop, won't stop. It's sort of embarrassing.
I love
But
that.
it really is a useful small appliance.
Oh, you use it all the time. And actually,
I do.
I don't know if it was exactly timed to the pandemic, but I know it was similarly recently that I got a waffle iron. And I agree. We make waffles in it all the time. We do this all the time. Old oatmeal. I know it sounds nowhere near as tempting and divine as this, but if you take leftover oatmeal and squash it in a waffle iron, it tastes like a waffle.
Or I just do simple egg and cheese.
Oh,
right in the
love.
waffle, nothing else. You don't even really need any
Bread or
bread
whatever.
products. Yeah.
Love this.
I'm still going to town over here. I'm
Just-
like, don't even include me. I'm having a moment.
Full of waffle wisdom for you. All right, coming up, our waffle irons are just starting to heat up. Jamika is going to show you how to use one to make pizza. But first, here's number 36 on the list. It is the cheddar and egg chaffle.
That's the one.
Take 2 eggs and just crack them into any kind of bowl. We just want to whisk it together with cheddar cheese, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, 1 gram of net carbs here for a inspiringly cheesy and eggy dish.
Like something you saw on the show today? We're dishing all the details on the good list. All the recipes, important tips, and tricks, all in one place. So stay tuned until the end of the show when we'll share the good list QR code. You can scan to send it all right to your phone.
Rookie mistake. All right, welcome back to The Good Dish. Yes, even Will and Grace star Sean Hayes has had a waffle. What do you think of his technique?
I think he needs to come here and let us show him how to make a waffle.
Absolutely.
We can fix pre-release. We can make it. We can make it work. We can make it right. So sad. It's tragic
teachable.
though.
It's teachable.
Well, you're watching this. It's very teachable. You're watching the steam come out. You're smelling that gorgeous waffle smell. And you're getting the anticipation. I feel it. I totally understand. And you go to open it. It's like it's tragedy.
One waffle that's definitely fail-proof is number 70 on our list, the pizza waffle. Jamika, what do you love about the pizza waffle?
What is there not to love about the pizza waffle? Let me show you. All right, so now while the waffle iron heats up over here, you're gonna roll out your rounds, just portion them out here. And then you're gonna go ahead and you guys do the same, get to stuffing, right? So we have some toppings here, have fun with them.
Okay.
Put down a little bit of sauce. You wanna make sure that it's centered, keep it in there, all right? And We want to make sure as well, not because I know you, Daphne. You get carried away.
I'm an oversight. How'd you
always
know?
get carried away. Leave about a half an inch on edges so you can, because you have to crimp these kind of together, pinch them together.
Yes,
so don't just go all over the border here. You got to keep
Well,
things kind of in the middle.
Okay, can I take
I'm gonna do a little bit of cheese in mine. I got some sausage.
peppers?
I love
Okay.
these tiny, tiny little pepperonis.
No.
You gotta make sure you keep precision right there. I sliced them myself. All right, so then you have your second round. You're going to put it right around on the top and then kind of press your edges. And this is why you don't overfill it, because you don't want everything to ooze out of it. I'm gonna top mine with a little bit of oregano.
Oh, I need that.
A little bit of dried oregano, and then some salt.
Spicy.
Just how you kind of finish things off. So now I have my waffle iron. It's been nice and she is hot.
I was gonna say, I'm glad that was the hot one, because I've been leaning on this one.
You would have found out the hard way real early on. I am spraying mine. What we all forget to do at home, make sure you spray it with a little nonstick cooking spray. Place it here right in the middle, or you can put it around the edge. You can do 4 at a time, whatever you can fit inside of your waffle iron at home. Press it closed, and then, yes.
Can I open her
Our
up?
work is done. Let's move over to the side, the magic of TV. Boop, 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 boop. And voila, right?
Gorgeous.
So yes, you see how it has all the cheese is kind of, a little bit's come out on the edge there.
Look at that
Those
golden
crispy
brown.
bits. Those crispy bits.
Crispy
I'm sorry,
bits.
that is pure perfection right there.
Go ahead and cut, and use a pizza cutter, because it's still a pizza. Remember that. You can serve it with a little bit of marinara sauce.
What about hot honey? Are we going for that?
Yes. I wanted to surprise you. Do a little extra. Put some hot honey right there. Ooh, drizzle, drizzle, drizzle.
Over Gail or over us?
Wherever you want to put it, because hot honey is what they called me in college. That was my nickname. Love it. Yes, drizzle it wherever you please. A little spice and sweet.
Come on, Jamika. All right, I love it.
And serve it up with a little extra marinara sauce, so you can kind of dip it and do it however you choose, and you go for it. Serve it up. Isn't this the cutest thing you've ever seen?
I love this idea.
A little pocket.
Okay.
Pocket of love.
There we go.
Oh, Jamika, this is so good.
Would I give you anything else but something so good on the good dish, right?
What else is hot honey bringing to this party? I can't wait to see. All right, this is delicious, but this list, let me tell you the ways in which this list is long. This list of 99 ways you can use your waffle iron is very long.
Look at all that.
We barely cracked the surface on this thing. I just want to warn you, a little bit later, things are getting even more wild than they've already gotten. Tater tot waffles, cinnamon roll waffles, even kimchi waffles. So stay tuned to the end of the show, and we'll give you the QR code for the full list. Look at all these.
Wow. Working
so
overtime here. Coming up, the queen of bone broth is here to show you the secrets to making the very best.
All of us here love delicious bites and sips, of course, and we really love when our food is going to work overtime for us. Now, bone broth has been talked about as this incredible youth-boosting, inflammation-healing health food, and we are lucky to be joined by the queen of bone broth herself, celebrity and wellness expert and author of Dr. Kellyan's Bone Broth Diet. Dr. Kellyann Petrucci is here with us today to take us through the whole gamut of bone broth expertise. I'm so pumped about this, actually, because bone broth, you hear it talked about all the time, and for such a variety of things, weight loss, collagen boosting, inflammation healing, gut healing, people with arthritis, it's crazy the number of things people have thought that bone broth could help. As a nutritionist, what is it that gets you so excited about bone broth?
Well, first of all, I have to say, I am so excited to be here with you ladies. I have to say, these are strong, empowering ladies who really are friends, and you care about elevating others. It's so obvious. I've been here all day, guys, all day. They really are friends. So let me say that out of the gate.
We've been having fun.
Having a lot of fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So here's what I say. Anything that pulls as many levers as bone broth is going to get me excited. And it does so many different things that I can't help but to love it. But here's really why it has my heart and why I spend all my time talking about it. Because I hit a wall, bam, hit a wall. None of my old tricks worked. I could not feel good anymore. My skin didn't look good anymore. Dark circles under my eyes. Every time I took a shower, there was the hair in this, right, everything. And tired like I'm having triplets tired. I mean, that really core exhaustion. And so all my friends said, well, these were colleagues in the medical profession. They said, well, you're in your 40s now and you have babies. Of course you're going to feel this way. And I said, it doesn't make sense because everybody would. There's got to be more. I started studying the ancestral medicine of bone broth, hearing all these unbelievable stories. I started testing it out on different cities. And it was unbelievable what I found.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was really. So Florence Nightingale would walk into hospitals with this beautiful broth and she'd bring it in to open the gut for healing.
Yes, yes.
And I said,
There's a reason that you have chicken soup when you're sick, right?
There
And there
you
are all those benefits.
And beef tea. Like, there's so much heritage of what you can pull out of bones and out of meat as part of the sort of healing gut process. And yes, to help your body absorb more nutrition. I think that sort of partnership is interesting as well when you're trying to heal, when you're trying to restore yourself.
that's everything. And we're really going to get into that because
I'm
that's what matters.
curious because I really want to know about the skin benefits. How does bone broth improve your skin?
I will tell you that my skin has completely transformed since I started bone broth.
I mean, you are glowing.
I
When
haven't.
you walked in, I was like, her skin
And
looks
I'm
amazing.
telling you, this is from bone broth. It truly is from bone broth. And this is why. One word.
Yes.
Collagen.
Yeah.
Collagen is the Mac Daddy, and here's why. Because after the age of 20, we start losing about 1% of our collagen every year. But studies show us that, you know what? You can replace this stuff. There are ways to replace it. So think about like a bouncy ball. When you go on a lot of diets and a lot of the things that you do, it makes that bouncy ball deflate. Bone broth, bam, it feeds your skin. All those nutrients in there, the minerals, the amino acids, the protein, all the hyaluronic acid, it just pops your skin awake.
I love this. Wait, okay, so actually just to demonstrate a little bit of how gelatinous bone broth is different than your average chicken broth.
It's
Let's
not
talk
like
about
this.
this
Yes,
for a second.
it's very, very different.
So this is cold, by the way. This is important to note because this just came out of the fridge.
Yep.
And you can see the viscosity here, this thickness. Theoretically, this is the suppleness you'd want to be your skin to be restored with.
Good analogy.
So let me ask you this as we head over here. Why is it so important to make bone broth that actually gels like this?
You
And how do
want
get that?
you want the jiggly. So here's how you get the jiggly. You have to cook it.
We'll head to the kitchen as we go.
Yep. You have to cook it for a long period of time. We're heading over.
Okay.
And I've got more to say about this because this really is the most important thing about bone broth.
Because this is not what you get when you empty out a box of chicken broth.
No. Here's the thing. That gelatinous broth heals your gut. That's probably the most important thing I'm going to say all the whole show. It heals your gut. And when that happens, that's when you start getting all those beauty effects. That's when you start getting the energy. That's when your immune system starts kicking in because 70% of your immune system is in your gut. Digestive problems start going away.
And hormones, by
And
the way.
hormones, because-
your brain is your second, your stomach is your second brain.
Gut-brain axis, gut-skin axis. It exists, and it starts in the gut.
All right, I am personally been waiting for this moment because you have described every issue that you talk about. I have it. I'm going to
I've
need
been
an
there.
IV drip of this bone broth. Please show us how you make the perfect winter bone broth.
I can't wait. So I like the slow cooker because you can turn it in, shut it off, and you can go about your day, do whatever. You just take a bunch of chicken bones, there's some wings in here, and you just take them and you throw them in. Like, don't make a big deal about it, you just throw stuff in.
Do you have a preference? I know some people are like, go to your butcher and get the knuckle bones of the cat. Like,
Well, shank, oxtail, short ribs, all of those make a really nice flavor.
Okay.
But just a chicken carcass, and just get it as healthy as you can.
Okay.
That's what you do. So you want to put in some celery, just like you're making any other soup.
Onion.
Celery, onions, and you know what? You don't even have to chop these up. You can just like break this stuff and throw it in. You don't have to get fancy.
Nice.
And what you want to do is you want to put here a little bit of tomatoes
I like
in
that
there.
idea. A little
Just
freshness, some cloves and some
cloves
peppercorns.
and pepper, whatever your jam is. But here's what I want to mention is the most important thing that you want to put in is the apple cider vinegar. You want to put in, and here's why, either apple cider vinegar or lemon, because it pulls all of the collagen out of the bones. And cooked collagen is what that jiggly stuff is. That's what that is.
Yes, because
That
that's
is the magic secret.
That's the secret that nobody knows about that you need to know. And then you want to take some water.
Okay, a lot of water. I'll pour
Yeah,
this in.
you're
for
going
you.
to pour that in.
Okay.
And here's what you need to know when you're making the broth. You only want to put the water about 1 inch over everything. And then you're going to plug this in, and your whole house is going to smell unbelievable. It's a great smell.
Yes.
And it's like the ultimate chicken soup.
And now, I'm sorry, last sort of nitty-gritty question.
Yeah.
How much of this do you drink a day?
I suggest about 1 or 2 cups.
So can you also add other flavorings? Like if I want to add things like, I don't know, chili
lemongrass
or
or the chili.
lemongrass, some ginger.
Lemongrass I add in here because the stalk is a little bit thicker, but any kind of aromatic, like any hot peppers, anything like that, I add in afterward.
Right.
And you can change the whole flavor profile with just those spices and seasonings. So this really is your jam. You make it however you want to make it. It's your, your style. You can make all kind of health elixirs with this, like we were just talking about. You can put a little miso in there if you want to put it in there with a little chili peppers. There's all kind of ways that you can change this. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to cheer this.
I need
Cheers.
some more. I'm already down to the bottom of
Cheers.
my cup. I'm listening to you.
Do you love it? On a scale of 1 to 10, do you like it, or do you really love it?
I love it.
I love it.
Because I want savory all the time. It hits, it hits that craving for something savory and warming and cozy. This is like savory and tasty.
And fatty. There's like a
healthy
wonderful,
fats.
healthy,
There's healthy
satiating
fats.
fatty. And the tanginess of the apple cider vinegar. I also have to tell you one thing that I found, because I do get a sweet craving in the afternoon, and it's bizarre, but it's helpful, guys. If you go the absolute opposite, you go for the pickles, you go for the crunchy, like vegetables with hummus, or you go for the bone broth, it weirdly tricks your system out of going for that sugary energy hit you think is the easiest access energy. When you go for something that really fuels your body, it actually ends up revving you up much better.
And there's science behind that, I have to say, because anything
Back me up.
nutritious, Petrucci's got your back. Guess what? There's no calories, hardly any calories in this, no carbohydrates. So you're talking about 30 calories a cup.
Am I glowing?
So
Cheers, my dear. All right, we are all cheers. I'm feeling better. We're looking better by the moment. All right, we're going to keep sipping on this, but up next, Dr. Kellyann is showing us how to turn this chicken bone broth into a weeknight dinner and is guaranteed to satisfy your winter cravings.
I need more. That was fun. Check it out. We're back with the bone broth guru. Dr. Kellyann is showing us how to turn her chicken bone broth into an ultra satisfying buffalo chicken soup. Let's just say it's a 2-for-1. Take it away, Dr. Kellyann.
I love twofers. That's perfectly put. Okay, so we've got bone broth. We've got about 4 cups of bone broth.
Speaking of 4 cups, I literally drank 4 cups of bone broth in the break.
Yeah, I was slugging the whole drinking.
You look better already, I think.
After all that, I was
think.
like, I gotta get more of this in my body. Okay.
Okay, so you want to put some cream cheese in. I'm gonna put that in.
Favorite?
Yep,
This is the
'cause-
buffalo chicken.
Yep.
What is
Got it.
happening?
Oh, you'll see. Now, I'm doing this around chefs. Keep that in mind. Okay, some hot pepper.
Nice.
Hot sauce. Hot sauce.
And we have some coconut milk.
2 kinds of fat. Okay.
behind
The good stuff, the good
Yes.
fats. You need fat to burn fat, by the way. And I love ghee.
Wait, don't skip over that. You need fat to burn fat.
Your
Say that again.
body needs fat to burn fat, but you just need the right kind of fat. And you get all kind of benefits. Your joints feel better, your skin looks better, your cells need fat, your brain needs fat. It does not operate without it. Plain and simple.
I think
so you need it.
I think the 90s, fat got such a bad rap, and people still have a hard time getting over that when they're trying to be healthy. But I'm glad you reiterated.
And you want those conjugated linoleic acids, that's CLAs. They're really great at fighting age and everything else.
Yes.
So you want that.
All right,
okay,
ghee.
Ghee.
Clarified butter.
Clarified butter. I love it. It's lactose-free, creamy, tastes delicious.
Butter, cream cheese, ghee, cream cheese, and coconut milk.
Okay.
All that is
Whoa.
Wow.
Let's get a rip.
Okay. Rip it up there.
All right, and plenty of hot sauce. I like that metabolism-boosting hot sauce.
Me too. Me
stuff.
too. I'm Italian. Of course, I like hot
Okay.
sauce.
Ooh, look, it's nice and frothy. Okay. Into
Okay.
your
So now
hot pot?
you're gonna put it into
you
the
go.
pot. There we go.
You know, you actually mentioned something over the break I wanted to chat to you about, which is, intermittent fasting has become this hot topic as well. Lots of people getting into it as a way to give their digestive system a break and get back on track, especially after the holidays, all the rest.
Yeah.
What's your thought on broth within intermittent fasting?
So one of the biggest reasons that bone broth has taken off the way it did, you know, when I first started talking about this, Daphne, there was not a single bone broth on the market. There was not one. Walked through the stores, there was none. Wow. I was so passionate about this because I thought, what do my patients really need? A lot of them come in and they have this fatigue, they have this bloating, they can't lose weight, and when they do, they put it right back on.
Right.
So I thought, well, what really helps is fasting, but the problem with fasting is no one can do it. You feel terrible, you get brain fog, you're miserable, you want to kick everything and everyone. It's too unpleasant. So I thought, what if you took this and they drank bone broth and they had a light meal at night? Would they feel satisfied? Would they get the same results? I tested it out in 3 cities, a bunch of different people from all walks of life, and it worked. Okay. So I said, okay, so this is a great intermittent fasting tool. So if you want to feel like, you know what, I want to give my digestive system a little bit of a break. I've got an event coming up. I just want to, get rid of a little bit of the bloat.
Yes.
It's a great tool.
The clear broth, not the buffalo chicken.
Just being different story. Different story.
All right, so we warm this up. Don't
Yep.
bring it to a boil because of the cream cheese, but just heat it up so it's nice and warm and cozy.
Heat it up. Yep. And then you're going to add a couple of
toppings.
You got some toppings here to add because we're all about toppings.
Wow.
So here's what you can do. Chicken. I always add chicken to my broth, or I usually add some kind of protein just because I like the feel in my mouth of having a good protein. Blue cheese.
Want a little?
A little bit of celery.
I love the celery.
And by the way, I put cilantro on like everything. You know why? Because cilantro not only it smells good, it adds a nice flavor, but it's one of the best ways to pull toxins out of the body. And so it's a great jam.
I put chicken in yours. I didn't hit.
Oh, you put chicken?
Else. Yes.
Okay, all right. What a friend.
I was so not expecting. I just sat up straight. That is outstanding.
There's so many things you can do about bone broth.
I'm not lying. This is so good.
It's so good. And don't get in your head about it. Just throw stuff. Like whatever it is you love, start throwing it in a bowl and just start making it happen.
This is delicious. Yes. I've learned so much from you. Thank you for sharing your beautiful bounty of information with us about bone broth. All the bees. For more tasty recipes, you can check out her book, Dr. Kellyan's Bone Broth Diet. Delicious. This recipe is fabulous. Up next, we're showing you how to bring home the bacon. Find out how you can turn a side hustle into a 6-figure business. We've got the tips you need to get started next.
The hot sauce got you, huh?
I know, a little.
It's raining money here at The Good Dish today. We are helping you bring home the bacon with some of the best tips from people who perfected the home cook side hustle. Take a look. Kara was a bartender in LA who sold her mouth-watering breakfast sandwiches in pop-up restaurants until the pandemic hit.
I had to pivot when everything shut down in LA and figure out how I was going to serve my sandwiches. And I came up with a silly idea to start dropping them down from my 4th-story fire escape here in my apartment with a bucket and pulley system.
Thank you so much.
That silly idea went viral when Halle Berry raved about her on social media.
If you want the best breakfast sandwich in all of Los Angeles, come check out Alabama.
My advice for anyone that wants to start their own business is pick something that you love, get really good at it, and just stay with it.
Azalea and Jamal started the Brooklyn Rub Spice Co. 5 years ago, and now their side hustle is a booming family business.
People use spices all over the world. Different cultures just always have different spices from their region. So we just bring it all to one spot.
My advice to anyone starting a business is to take your time, go slow, and do your research, do your due diligence.
Karen cooked for her family for over 20 years. Now she makes meals for clients and sells her own sauce.
After college, I started cooking my Grandma Napoli's sauce because it's the only recipe I had. My biggest priority is to get family dinner back on the map because the magic that happens around the table is what it's all about.
Karen joins us right here now. She turned her grandma's marinara sauce into a 6-figure business and wants to share her tips. We can't wait to try her sauce. Let's dig in, ladies. Karen, thank you for being with us today.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
This is huge.
Thank you so much. I'm nervous.
Don't be. Well, you should be actually, because I have high standards for excellent marinara sauce. I've got Staten Island roots.
Be real nervous about Daphne. There are 2 of us, you're fine. Karen, I need to know, what makes this marinara sauce so different?
I think what makes it a little different is the fact that I don't add any sugar, keeps it really light. And that makes it
so you don't feel so heavy after you finish eating. And also it makes it really a versatile ingredient to use on a million other things.
Ooh.
My roommate from college is in New Orleans. She sent in video. She used it for the base of her crawfish etouffee the other day, which I've never made.
That was smart.
But
I
I see
tried.
that working because now that I've eaten 2 bites of it, it's delicious. It's really light, like you say. It doesn't. It actually, obviously no sugar, but also not a lot of oil. It's really fresh tasting.
Yeah.
Delicious.
What would you use this sauce for,
This is
Jamika?
perfect. Add this to the list because if you run out of like mayo or anything for a sandwich, this marinara sauce would be delightful on it because it's got a lot of herbs in there. You really took your time. Well, your grandma did, by the way. She took her time with the sauce.
Grandma
It
took her
is
time.
delightful. I need a side hustle like yours. All right, so Karen, tell us
sweet.
about this sauce. It went from a family recipe to a successful side hustle. How did you do that?
It was a complete accident, as a lot of blessings are. It's just, my biggest feeling is like, I'm very passionate about getting people around the table. And in all my entertaining, I've served Grandma Napoli to so many people, big groups, little groups, get-togethers. And it just kind of started where people were checking in and saying, next time you make it, would you make a little extra? And it just kind of grew and grew from that. It was a total accident, which is amazing though, because I know she would be so excited to know that her sauce is in so many kitchens on tables doing the same thing.
I can, of course she would be, and it is wonderful. So many family recipes like that are not passed down, and yours has been passed down and now shared with such a wide audience, which is amazing. Now let me ask you this, because we do hear from a lot of people who have this incredible passion for a special food that they make and would love to have a burgeoning food business like you have. What would be your best piece of advice for them, and any tips you can share for building up that confidence to get into a world like owning a small business of your own?
I think staying connected about why you're passionate about what you're passionate about is important, because that's what keeps you motivated to not quit on the days where things get really overwhelming, which definitely happens. But I think being open-minded to some adventurous spirit, and you never know who you're going to meet or what you're going to learn or what's around that corner. So kind of maybe don't overthink things so much, and otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here, that's for sure.
Incredible.
That is sound advice. It really is. I always say it too. Just do it. Just do it.
Right.
Just get in there. If you are passionate about something and you have an idea, you have nothing to lose. I also always think about this too, because there are so many people looking to find a way to work from home, to be their own boss right now. And there are so many ways to do that, especially in the food space. I always think too, to really like understand your market, right? Do your R&D, do your research. There are so many overcrowded places, but there are still so many great holes in the food market. What are you doing that's different? What are you doing that's special? Like you have this sauce, there's a million tomato sauces out there and marinara sauces, but this one has this freshness, this beauty, and this story, I think, that is really, really unique. And that's what you hold on to, right? And I always think, and you clearly know this too, that one of the hardest things to do as a small business entrepreneur, especially in the food space, is to be able to take criticism, which is not easy, but you know, it's the only way you improve.
Well, take criticism and know when it's valuable and when it's not. I think that's like knowing whose advice you trust and whose you don't, whose input you would want to have and whose is just noise that's gonna distract you from the goal. But you clearly have figured out the path, and so exciting and proud for you with the success of Grandma's. Congratulations.
Good job, Karen.
Thank you for sharing your story with us today.
Thank you, and congratulations on your show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, we're gonna continue eating this delicious pasta. When we come back, we're letting you in on our 3 top supermarket tips that'll help you save your hard-earned money. Find out what they are when we come back. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. On The Good Dish, we are always trying to score you dish counts to make cooking easier and less expensive. So today, we're sharing 3 amazing supermarket tricks chefs know that will save you some money. Jamika, you have our first tip. Go ahead and give it to them.
All right, so here you go. Take your notes. Do not buy pre-marinated meats. I know it's tempting, it seems really easy, but here's a hack. It's just as simple. So you'll buy whole meats instead of parts. And the difference between a whole chicken and a cut up one into parts is about $3. Now think about it, do the math. If you buy one chicken a week, that adds up to an extra $144 a year. So buy a whole chicken and you cut it up yourself, all right? And every home cook should learn how to do this. It's a rite of passage. Don't be nervous. You show that chicken who's
already
boss.
dead.
Yes, show that chicken who's boss, because we're putting a step-by-step guide on the good list today. So stay tuned for the end of the show to get that sent right to your phone.
This is a great tip. And if you eat a lot of chicken, we do in our family, like, it's also just nice to get acquainted with the different parts, to be able to use them differently, and to guarantee it's the freshest that you can buy. You know, getting that beautiful whole bird, I think, makes a big difference.
Save the carcass too, make your bone broth.
Yes,
With our bone broth. Guys, you better see us in a few episodes. We're going to be like, who are those ladies? All right, Gail, what is your money-saving tip?
Okay, well, our next money-saving tip at the grocery store is that herbs can transform your food. They add brightness, they add flavor. There's almost no recipe I make at home without fresh herbs, but fresh herbs can be expensive, and my biggest pet peeve is that I need some for a recipe, I put them in the fridge, and 5 days later I have forgotten about them and they go to waste. It drives me nuts. So here's a great trick to preserve them the next time you buy too many fresh herbs. Chop them up either with a knife or even use a mini chopper so that they're nice and fine, and then all you want to do is take an ice cube tray, and spoon some herbs into each tray cube. Yes, I know. Okay. When they're at their freshest. And then you just pour a little bit of water over them and make them into herb ice cubes. Nice. Freeze them. And then the next time you want to use some fresh herbs, ooh, that one's real full, you can just defrost and drain them, and you have your fresh herbs that are totally preserved and ready to use. Throw them into soup, throw them into stews, throw them into your bone broth.
No, throw them into your cocktails too. You do a little chopped mint.
Absolutely.
I can put that, you see where my mind is.
You are
All right.
a smart woman. This is just like a little weird culinary question. I wonder if you just freeze herbs. I know the cells will split, but if you freeze them, will they dry out, you think, if you don't have the water component?
Some definitely dry out. Also, they can go black in the fridge. I mean, these might turn a little bit, but I think chopping them up is going to preserve them a little bit.
I love this water. Yeah. And you're right, it's nothing drives me crazy like throwing away beautiful boxes of herbs that you just forgot existed in your fridge. All right, and finally, here's what you're going to do. You're going to shop the supermarket on Wednesdays. Here's why. Often the new sales, they start on Wednesdays, but there's still overlap with last week's sales. So you'll have even more discounted options available to you. So you can shop the market more plentifully. And one other thing I want to say about the chicken and learning how to cut it up yourself. Learning how to roast a beautiful chicken was like one of the biggest rites of passages for me in the kitchen. It made me so happy and confident to be able to put that out. Learning how to cut a chicken up was the second most important, because it just makes you feel like a total kitchen goddess. So I highly recommend. When we come back, we're going to find out how you can get all these tips plus all the recipes from today's show sent right to your phone.
All right, we're back with the good dish, and we are really feeling the waffles today. And we had some great ideas for how you could use the waffle makeover to transfer all the foods that you love. I mean, okay, like, we had a good show today and a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. We are so full. I am not taking one more bite. I am so overwhelmed.
I'm bringing this one
with
home for the kids, for sure, for
It's
dessert
going to be a
tonight.
wet mess in your purse. Don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, bone broth, waffles like 99 ways. It's been amazing. But I did want to go back to one part of the earlier conversation we were having when you talked about getting a waffle maker for the first time later in life and how much you've now used it so much. I'm curious if there's any other recent purchases in the kitchen that like you delayed on and now are using all the time, or it's kind of like revolutionized your cooking game.
I mean, there's so many little appliances that I love, but like late in life one was sort of the soda maker.
Oh, the soda maker, it is.
Which I just think is so smart, so much more sustainable. I love to just be able to have it all the time on
And you can make
demand.
it as bubbly or flat bubbly as you like.
I watched the commercial. I'm jealous. I'm like, do I really need?
Oh, you're an infomercial queen. I forgot.
You know, I'm watching all of them. But for me, it was the rice cooker. Because I'm like, you can just boil rice. That's a waste of money. Why would I need a rice cooker? Got one and changed everything for me.
I'm obsessed with, I love a rice cooker because rice is one of those things that seems very easy to do, but you forget about it on the stove and game over. It's burned to a crisp. Your pan is toast. Although now we know how to clean a dirty pan too.
There you go.
You know what? I can't tell you how many times I was like, no, I don't need an air fryer. I don't want an air fryer. I don't want one more thing to store in my kitchen. Since buying an air fryer, I have discovered all the things I was missing. Missing crispy skinned salmon, gorgeous vegetable chips with like barely any oil on them. You can do sweet things in there. I mean, it's mind blowing. Revolutionary little appliances that we never knew we needed. I love
That was a good sell. All right, you might have me.
Gotta get it.
Well, I already have the rice maker, but now I'm gonna go out, get the waffle maker, get the slow cooker, get everything else.
Get it all.
All right, you guys, it is time for the good list. You see that QR code right there on your screen. If you open up your camera app on your phone and hold it up to the screen, it will take you right to all the recipes, the shopping lists, and more from today's show. On the good list today, the answer to the question, what's for dinner? You got 99 choices of things to cook in your waffle iron, and tonight we're sending you home with the pizza waffle. It's a fully customizable pocket of gooey goodness. When I say we're sending you home with it, it's the recipe. We're not gonna send you the pizza. I'm so sorry. I'd love to be able to do that for you. Everything you need to recreate what you saw here on today's show is on the good list.
You can also head to gooddishtv.com to get it all. We'll see you all next time. Thank you for being with us for more good food and good dish.
Bye, guys.
Waffle. Bone broth.